A house fire in Johnson County spotted and extinguished because of a family traveling to see loved ones before Easter. When the porch of a home on Whippoorwill Road caught fire, the Swainies stopped in their tracks to lend a hand, using nearby water to put out what they could and calling for help to get W.R. Castle Fire Department on the scene. They also got the homeowner's attention, who was inside unaware of the flames. They say it was no coincidence that brought their family by the house at the right time. It was the recent death of their daughter.
If she was still alive, it might have been 3-4 months from now. We would have came down in the summer so she could meet Grandma and Grandpa, but it was yesterday. It was that day at that time because of what happened to us and what we're trying to do now.
What they are doing now is embarking on a mission to take the road trip of a lifetime, sharing their story, traveling with their daughter's ashes. We will have more about the decision that put them on that road coming up tonight at 11. Pretty amazing story. A Wayne County man was convicted of rape charges following a prosecution by Attorney General Daniel Cameron's Special Prosecutions Unit. Jose Anibal Figueroa Sanchez was convicted on 5 counts of first-degree rape and 4 counts of third-degree rape. Officials say Sanchez repeatedly raped a 14-year-old from June to November of 2016. He had abused the teenager since they were 5 years old. A jury recommended a sentence of 70 years. The sentencing is set for June 21st. On Thursday, Wayne County Sheriff Tim Catron announced the arrest of 2 suspects for drug trafficking. Wednesday night, deputies were conducting an undercover purchase of illegal narcotics when they said they found more drugs than they expected and an AR-type pistol. A news release says the suspects would not follow the deputies' commands and made alarming movements before deputies drew their weapons and a short standoff followed. Deputies say they found 2 bags of cocaine, a digital scale, and several plastic baggies. They also took the AR-type pistol during the search. Kevin Padilla Perez and Dylan Retigis Cupperell were charged and taken to the Wayne County Detention Center. Attorney General Daniel Cameron is warning people in Kentucky of recent scams involving fake arrest warrants. In a release, Cameron said scammers will impersonate law enforcement to try and get people to pay fake fines. To avoid falling victim to these scams, Cameron suggested tips such as resisting pressure to make an immediate payment to a threatening caller if you receive a call from a law enforcement officer demanding that you pay a fine, to avoid arrest for a missed court appearance, jury duty, or other matter. To avoid arrest, hang up and contact the actual law enforcement agency directly at their official telephone number. Remember that law enforcement will not require payment over the phone or through gift cards to resolve these matters. If there is a warrant for your arrest, you will not get a phone call warning you. A police officer or deputy will just show up to arrest you. To report scams, you can contact the Attorney General's Consumer Protection Hotline at 1-888-432-9257, or you can complete the online scam complaint form at ag.ky.gov/scams. And we're getting calls about new scams all the time. A man that was recently found guilty of killing 4 people in 2018 was sentenced to life in prison this week. Paul Brock was convicted on March 24th of 3 counts of murder, 1 count of fetal homicide, and 1 count of tampering with evidence. On Thursday, Ronnie Bowling, the Commonwealth's attorney in Whitley County, announced Brock's sentencing on Facebook, which was a life sentence without the possibility of parole. State police say a small child was killed in a crash Wednesday. It happened around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon on US 421 South near Manchester. We're told a pickup truck was traveling north when the driver, identified as Delbert L. Allen, hit the child who was in the road at the time. Police say the little girl was taken to a nearby hospital for her injuries but did not survive. Officials have scheduled an autopsy but say drugs or alcohol are not believed to be involved.
Continuing to watch clouds work into the mountains as we've run through this evening. A lot of us saw a little bit of sunshine earlier on today. That helped push those temperatures up into the 70s. But Changes are on the way, as they often are on the last day of March. High knob camera, UVA-wise, low 60s around the region right now, or at least at UVA-wise. Still seeing some blue sky, but you see those low hanging overcast working on in. Moorhead camera up at I-64. It's quiet. The interstate not too busy at this hour, but we're still watching those cloud covers work in, or the cloud cover work into that area as well. Our warm spot, uncommon as it may seem, is in Southwest Virginia right now. Clinton Woods at 67. Everybody else dropping into the 50s and upper 40s, even some mid 40s out there. Everything is headed in our direction when it comes to the cold air. That is a good 20 to 35 degrees cooler than where we were this time yesterday. It's hard to believe, but some of us yesterday were near 80 degrees. We are seeing a few showers try to pop up this evening in portions of Pike and Letcher County, even one just to the east of the city of Norton right now, into Wise County, Virginia. All the big wet weather continues to be off to our east across the mid-Atlantic. Tornado warnings into portions of Pennsylvania right now. A few showers, though. That's all that's left for us. Will be with us tonight. We're in the upper 30s for overnight lows. I'll have the latest on when more sunshine returns coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Eastern Kentucky STEM Goes Red is working to build a brighter future for girls interested in STEM fields. WYMT's Jade Saylor was in London today at the event hosted by the American Heart Association for female students.
The American Heart Association hosted STEM Goes Red on Thursday with the goal of empowering female students from the region in STEM careers.
Today was intended to be a day of fun and education, so we tried to expose the girls to what is available in STEM, spark their interest, allow them to have some curiosity and ask some questions.
The students, made up of mostly freshmen and sophomores, came from 6 different high schools.
Reality is, if you wait until someone's an adult, you're really too late. So it begins as early as high school, even middle school.
Several booths and sponsors set up to talk to the students, including a panel to answer any questions.
Today, they got the opportunity to visit with some different booths that talk about electrical engineering and hydroelectrics and healthcare and the AHA in general, and so they got to interact with those vendors.
To add to the fun of the hands-on activities, the girls competed against each other to win prizes.
And then the girls went into a breakout session, and so they got the opportunity to do a CPR station and to do some engineering and mathematics with balancing with conversation hearts and build bridges.
Dr. Shelley Stanko says there is a lot of research that shows the benefit to having a female physician.
There are only 4.5% of interventional cardiologists are female. Once again, we're treating way more than just 4.5% of the population. And there's a lot of research that shows the benefit to having a female physician.
STEM Goes Red unites aspiring young women and successful female leaders to create a change. In London, Jade Saylor, WYMT, Mountain News.
Economic projections indicate there could be up to 2.4 million unfilled STEM jobs. The employment gap is believed to be diversity challenges women face in male-dominated fields. April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month, and new NSC estimates show that our roads are the most dangerous they've been in years. The National Safety Council says 8 people are killed and hundreds more injured in distraction-affected crashes on an average day. The goal is to spread the word that distracted driving, including hands-free phone use and infotainment systems, puts everyone at risk. In Kentucky, texting while driving is illegal for all drivers. Members of the Johnson County Fiscal Court are hosting a First Responders Appreciation Night this evening, where they offer more than just thanks. Johnson County Judge Executive Mark McKenzie is delivering opening remarks to an audience of first responders and the general public. All first responders in attendance are eligible for a variety of door prizes, and the Fiscal Court members say they are pleased to announce $175,000 in funding for the various emergency departments.
We're going to talk about some funding that we've had in the past that there obviously have been recipients of, but we've also now identified new funding that we can help provide them with to further their services to our community.
The event is taking place at Highland Elementary School. We will have much more on the funding announcement coming up tonight at 11. Officials came together in Pikeville today to raise awareness about child abuse. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from the Gaddy's Goes Blue event and what it means to local officials.
April is Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month, and officials gathered at Mr. Gaddy's Pizza in Pikeville to kick off the month a bit early.
Ultimately, the end of child abuse comes with prevention. And so Child Abuse Prevention Month brings awareness to the fact that this is a critical issue.
The 6th annual Gettys Goes Blue event is held to raise awareness on child abuse throughout the state. But abuse is present even in small communities in Pike County and surrounding areas.
Some people may think that abuse doesn't exist in our small community, but it is absolutely here, and we want to get that out and get people educated so that we can prevent these atrocious acts from ever even happening.
Helping those children who were abused or neglected see justice.
When they do that, it allows people to, it brings awareness to it. It also allows us to handle the issues that are reported.
April also places the spotlight on social workers and their job to stand up for those who need it most.
They speak for people that can't speak for themselves, and that's when you know you're doing the right job, when you're able to do that for people that can never, ever, ever thank you or pay you back for helping them so much.
All an effort to end abuse in Appalachia once and for all. In Pikeville, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials with the Kentucky Division of Protection and Permanency were also there and said there was around 20,000 cases of abuse or neglect in Kentucky in 2019 and nearly 400 in Pike County alone. If you are a witness to abuse or neglect, you can report it at 1-800-KY-SAFE-1 or by calling local law enforcement.
A few showers tonight, but sunshine set to return for the weekend. The full details are on the way next.
But first, it's one of many stories about overcoming hardship and tragedy that came out of the March 2012 tornadoes. We'll hear from those at a church in Syersville about their experience that day.